Good morning. I mentioned in a previous video about changing my call sign that I would do a recording of a quick shack tour, or my radio station, my desk, my mission control as I like to call it. And here we go. So starting over on the very left hand side, I have my main monitor just here. This, if you like, is my home screen. It's where I keep everything, all my shortcuts, icons, folders, bits and pieces. I have it mounted vertically, more for access. It doesn't take up too much space mounted that way, but I also like to have a vertical monitor in my setup, just for looking at various web pages. So that's my main working screen. Next to that you will see a Samsung Android tablet, whatever you want to call it. Just here at the moment it's displaying my station clock. We can close that down, and it's really giving me access to various bits and pieces, various applications that I use, websites, shortcuts, just general bits and pieces. So we'll go back to the clock. Okay, moving around a little bit more, we come to the main operating area of my desk. You can see, if we just pan down a little bit. Okay, let's go around. We have my main station microphone just here. Beautiful Yaesu M1 reference microphone. Very expensive, but I figured if I've got the flagship Yaesu radio, I might as well also have the flagship Yaesu microphone. Lots and lots of settings. You configure all the audio within the microphone rather than within the radio. Looks great. Lots of flashlights on it, so very, very happy with that, but just costs an absolute fortune. I also have a press to talk button rather than using the button on the microphone. I'm very conscious that if I keep pressing the PTT on the microphone, it's going to polish it and it'll spoil the looks of the microphone. So yeah, little PTT button. It also makes operating a lot more comfortable. You can just put your hand wherever you want. Okay, next to that is the absolutely beautiful Yaesu FT-DX101 MP. What can I say? It's the Yaesu flagship radio. It is utterly incredible. Just turn the sound up, you'll be able to hear it. There we go. So there's various conversations going on. There's competitions this morning. It's Sunday morning, so yeah, lots going on. Great to listen, great to transmit. 200 watts output, but I tend to stick to about 90 for voice calls and about 40 if I'm doing digital FT8 type stuff. If we go above that, you will also see there is, let me go further up, there we go, just a little bit out of view. There's a second screen which reflects the main screen of the radio. It just makes life a lot easier because it's a nice big screen to look at. So yeah, kind of like that. We go back down to the desk, to the main operating area. Okay, just here is the loop antenna, baby loop antenna control unit. I have a very restricted antenna location, and I'm quite restricted by what my landlord will allow me to have. So after several meetings and several discussions, we decided to go for the baby loop antenna. I will say it's an incredible piece of kit. Works very, very well. So it wasn't a compromise. It was actually something I wanted to have anyway. So yeah, really happy with that. Just above that, just here, is a little VHF UHF Yaesu FTM 150. Really just use that for local stuff, listen to a couple of local repeaters. You'll see it's sat there on one receiver scanning through 3 or 4 of the local repeaters, and on the right hand side on the other receiver you'll see it's listening to the 2 meter calling channel. Just above that is a little portable handheld receiver, nothing special, just a Texan. I can pick up long wave, medium wave, AM, FM, all the little bits and pieces, really just for checking signals, checking RFI, bits and pieces like that. Very rarely use it, but nice to have as an emergency backup. Moving around a little bit further, we've got 2 SWR meters, power meters, one for the VHF UHF and one for the main HF. Both diamond meters, both configured and look the same. Really do like diamond meters, so they're very reliable. Okay, above that, not really flashing much at the moment, but just here is all of my audio stuff, and if I tap the microphone you'll see various flashy lights. The graphic equalizer is very functional. That improves the sound for all my equipment. The flashy lights above it are literally just that, they are just flashy lights. They do reflect the accurate sound, but they don't do anything, but they look good, so I like that. Below that and next to the SWR meters is my Arco rotator controller, an incredible piece of kit. Before this I used to have the original Yaesu rotator controller, which was functional, but it was completely manual, so had to keep dialing in and pressing buttons to change the location of the antenna. With the Arco, it's completely computer controlled. I have a piece of control software. It links into my main station software, Ham Radio Deluxe, and I can, if I wish, just tap on it and that will rotate the antenna. There we go. Or I can activate it through the computer, through Ham Radio Deluxe. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. One of the nice things with this, when I'm taking calls or making calls, I simply tap in a call sign into the login screen. It brings the details back from qrz.com. I hit the rotator button and the rotator is pointed in the direction of the contact. I don't have to start messing around with it. It makes operating an absolute delight. Just above the rotator controller just here is the keypad which controls the antenna tuner, so I can manually tune bits and pieces. This is actually on a magnet. I only pop it up there when I'm actually using the antenna. So yeah, that's a nice little setup. To the right of that, you'll see a little weather station which sits there and just gives me temperatures around the place. Just another screen really. Below that, just here, is a very nice AOR ARDV1 digital scanner, wideband scanner. Have that pretty much playing all the time, tuned into various frequencies, various facilities around Nottinghamshire. I'm not going to name names or what I listen to, but yeah, provides a lot of entertainment, a lot of things to listen to, and I continuously update it, add and remove frequencies. I do like listening to air traffic control, military and civil, and there's several organisations around Nottingham that I like to listen to. Okay, next to that you'll see a small screen just here. That's my Zoom Hotspot. For those who know what a hotspot is, I'm not going to go into too many details, but basically it allows me to connect to other users around the world via the internet and via my handheld radios. It's configured for DMR, Yaesu Fusion and D-Star. So yeah, really like that. Above this setup at the moment, if I go up, you'll see another screen. This is where I pop things from the computer that I want to be aware of but don't continuously interact with. So at the moment it's showing my logbook, a cluster screen and the main radio control. I like to control the radio from the computer, so I can change bands, I can change frequencies, I can do all sorts of things from the computer. So that sits up there. Like I say, that's really for things that I don't interact with constantly, but at the same time want to be on constant display. Go back down and scroll off to the right. You will see my telephone just there. I like to keep it there so it's off the desktop. It's just convenient more than anything. Above that, a little set of desk fans just to keep cool in the summer. Then over on this side, on the very right, is my main computer screen. On here is where I do the main operating, if you like. At the moment it's just showing the logbook entry screen. Below that, I'm not sure if you can see it, but I have my mixing desk. So one thing I have done with all of this setup is everything, all the audio output from all the devices goes through to this mixing desk, and then from the mixing desk through to an audio interface into the computer, and then up to 2 really good quality speakers. I find the audio from the built-in speakers is quite limited and a bit grating if you listen to it for several hours. So yeah, they all get through the mixing desk, up through the equalizer and out to the speakers. Yeah, sounds good. Apart from that, I think that's pretty much all. Over on the very far right, you'll see just above some of my racks, I've got 3 handheld radios, a little Anytone DMR radio, a Yaesu D5, which I use for Yaesu Fusion, and the ICOM ID52, which I use for D-Star. Don't really take them out much. I can do if I want to. I already have a quite nice FTM 500 out in the car, so I don't really need to take them out. Okay, that's about it really. That's a quick non-stop whistle-stop tour of my shack. I hope you liked it. Any questions, pop them down in the comments below. Happy to answer. Like and subscribe and all that stuff, and talk to you soon. Bye bye. Hi again, just quickly want to add a footnote to the video. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it. It is a learning process for me, so come back in a couple of years' time and I'll be a millionaire and a YouTube influencer and maybe a little bit better polished videos. In the meantime, it only goes to say please subscribe, please hit the like button and leave your comments below, and I'll be very happy to interact with anything you say.